All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's find ourselves getting stuck into another draft prospect that Collingwood could find in the 50s. And we're going to steer away from the key forwards for this one and look at this versatile midfielder, I want to say. I say versatile midfielder, but this is someone who's played in the back line, is a medium-sized type of player standing at 6'1", takes his kick-ins for his Northern Knights side, can play forward, can kick goals, averaged close to a goal a game in his last 2 years in the Coates Talent League. I'm talking about Zach Johnson for the Northern Knights. As I said, he's 6'1". He is a late bloomer in the sense that he is December born this year and has played 3 seasons in the Coates Talent League already and has represented Vic Metro in the last 2 years. So this guy seems like he's right up Fly McRae's alley. Versatile, has played in all thirds of the ground and is quite tough and competitive as well. We're going to do the video annotations and the video analysis in a moment, but really this is my first proper year looking at draft prospects in a deeper scope, and it's difficult to put a number on some of these players. Like when we watch these highlights of Zach Johnson, you're going to ask yourself, how does this guy slide to 40s and 50s potentially? And that is probably going to be the case with someone like this guy. When we watch these highlights together, you go, wow, this guy has some serious traits, and you will see that. So what are we looking for then when we watch these highlights? Well, we're probably just going to look at what do the fundamentals say, because that's what your game is built on, and those are the little things we're looking at in these types of players who are versatile and can play everywhere. Jack of all trades, master of none is probably what's affecting his draft ranking, perhaps. I'm not too sure. But in season 2024, we can see on the screen here, he averaged 25, nearly 26 disposals a game. He kicked 9 goals in 12 games. Remember, he's played backline, midfield, and forward. And then the previous season, he had 14 games for 10 goals at 22 disposals a game. So some really eye-popping stats in a way for somebody who is falling so deep in this draft, apparently. All right, let's go. So this is Northern Knights versus Geelong Falcons. Let's go. So this is just Zach Johnson selling some candy effectively and getting a check side kick in an open goal. This game, he gets 28 disposals, 9 marks, 5 rebounds, 4 inside 50s, and kicks a goal. I also want to say thanks once again to Footy Stuff on YouTube, who compiles all these highlights, does all the hard work, and I'm just a beneficiary of being able to reproduce this content and deliver it to you guys in a different element. So thank you once again, Footy Stuff. I'll put his link in the description if you want to check out his channel full of draft prospect highlights. All right. So he kicks a goal. All right, so he's number 7, by the way. I like this little pulled kick here. Doesn't blast. So what were his options? Let's look at this back. Doesn't really have nothing out to the wing. This guy is probably too close, so he's looking to back out of this and get back into his 50. Sees a lead-up option here and just asks him to come to the ball. And now they're open. Poor disposal there. But yeah, that was nice from Zach Johnson. He also follows this up, by the way, which is why I kept this in. So he follows up his work. Could have easily just looked at his work and just appreciated it from afar, but he follows up in his plays and looks to link up in these chains. I remember saying this a lot about Thomas McGuan, but this is different because a lot of this comes from the back half into the forward half. Different, kind of. It's hard to quantify that, but the fundamental there that we acknowledge is that he's switched on and looking to be a part of where does he need to be so he can be a part of this next sequence. Clean there, gets the hands out, really simple. So it does some work in the stoppage. Number 7 again. I kept this one in just because he's right-footed and he's not afraid to use his left foot if he has to, which is probably something that's going out of fashion, having an opposite foot. People like to check side it and do the slider kick these days, so it is what it is, but thought I'd just keep that in. Zach Johnson playing the sweeper here. sells the ruckman, knows he hasn't got the same agility, and just knocks it in inside 50. All right. So this one I kept in just because I liked how quickly he got rid of the ball out of the contest. Has hardly a moment, number 7 here, has hardly a moment to get rid of that and feeds it out to his running player. A little bit of run and carry there, gets tackled. I like the idea here. He's looking for corridor, he takes on the play, bursts out of the stoppage, does all the right things. The execution is slightly off though, that's all. Ball in hand again, running bounce. Right idea once again, just falls a little bit short for someone who's that tall. Really tough, gets the hands out, that's nice. Toughness. And guess what? Does he get the handball receive? He does. And does he finish his work? Not quite. So we can see where the deficiency is. It's probably not the decision making, but the execution with his kicking efficiency. But all the right ideas are there, and I'm sure training in an AFL environment, that's something he can knuckle down on. So he sags off here, gets the handball receive, tries to snap it from 40 odd. Just misses that as well, by the way. Really nice. Has a bit of, just a bit of power in him. Strong there, really strong, gets the hands off, looks to follow up. And guess what? I believe he's going to get this again. He will. Number 7. So he wins the hard ball and then follows it up. This is really smart. So let's bring it back. This is huge. All right, let's go. Hits the contest hard, so he's here. Yeah, he's here. Comes at the contest harder than anybody. Wins that. Gets the hands off. Gets tackled. Initially looks to put a shepherd on there, then gets out. This is high IQ here. I'll show you what I'm saying. All right, so he gets the ball here. So at this moment, he's taken that bounce to engage this defender here and all these players here to allow this player to have as much space as possible to get through on goal. And he does that to a T. It's high IQ stuff. It's what you want. Can't go wrong with a player like that, in my opinion. Nice spoil there, coming from a long way back. Just run and carry, gives the hands. Guess what? He'll probably look for it again. Stays involved. Look at this. These guys are cooked, these Calder Cannons guys. I understand the game's over, but it's good to see Zach Johnson running this out. He will get this. Sees nothing ahead of ball. This guy's probably not close enough. This guy's not giving anything. Johnson didn't turn out this way. Is there someone behind him? Who knows? So he just does a simple thing and gives it back to his sweeper there. All right. See that? Quick hands. This is something that's just becoming more and more common these days and is expected and needed at AFL level. How quick is he with the hands here? And he knows that there's someone there in some capacity. Does he look for the corridor here? That's the important part. So he sees it. It's a slight gap. It's not massive, is it? Like what's the gap between here and here, right? And here. So he's got to hit this pretty well. I'm not sure if there's someone here, so we'll find out. Yeah, there is. There you go. Nice. Gets the handball receive. All right. Good work there again. His defender apparently slips, panics, I guess. And Zach Johnson will kick a goal. He had 27 touches, 2 goals here against the Brisbane Academy side. Nice finish. Straight through the middle. Wait till the end of this video. This goal he scores. Look at that. Nice little tap. Let's see. Knows his ruckman's behind him, gives him a tap, looks for another option. This goal, this should just get into an AFL club by default. 55-57, they're up by 2 points in Brisbane against Brisbane. Half a quarter to go. Hits the contest, turns on his left foot and snaps that through. Like, how clutch. clean below the knees, turns up comfortable enough to turn on his non-preferred foot, the left, and goes ahead and does that. So that is what we are expecting from Mr. Zach Johnson, and this is why makes it extremely difficult for me as a newcomer into the draft conversations to ascertain where do these guys fall and how is this guy at pick 40 or 50 or wherever he's going to fall. It is interesting. He would be in a pool of players that are going to make it difficult for him to break into the side. Di Mattia, and then all the small forwards, Bobby Hill, Jamie Elliott, Lockie Schultz, McCreary, Will Parker's there. But, I mean, how do you not give this guy a sniff if he falls to one of your picks? Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the looks of Zach Johnson? Do you know more than I do when it comes to Zach Johnson? Let me know. Go Pies.